And Scott Park, Decathlon 0 X-ray Delta, lining up on 35. X-ray Delta's taking off 35, back from Sky Park.
Skypark traffic, 4 cruiser 67 Sierra, X-ray, clear runway 35, taxi back to 35, Skypark.
Skypark traffic, money 74 uniform is 1 mile southwest Lagoon, 5,300 inbound for landing.
And Sky Park, X-ray Delta's departing from back to the north.
Skypark traffic, money is up for uniform, just south of Lagoon, southbound will be east of the freeway, flight of 2, 5,300.
And X-ray Delta will be northbound on the west side of I-15, 5,500.
Skypark traffic, money 74 uniform, flight of 2, southbound, Centerville interchange, and we have the northbound traffic inside.
See you.
I got 1.
2 over there.
Yep, got him.
Skypark traffic, 4 cruiser 67 Sierra, X-ray, holding short runway 35, Skypark.
Skypark traffic, money is up for uniform. We can enter a 45 for right downwind 35. We're waiting for northbound traffic.
Skypark traffic, 4 cruiser 67 Sierra, X-ray, lining up, waiting. Runway 35, Skypark.
Traffic, money 74 uniform with Northeast Refinery on the 45 for right downwind 35. Latitude.
Okay, do you want it? Okay.
Your airplane.
Got it. My flight controls.
Skypark traffic, 4 cruiser 627 Sierra, X-ray, on the roll, runway 35, Skypark.
So we can just head off to our normal north practice area, sort of up there.
Okay.
And if you want to go anywhere today, it's smoky out there. See some of this?
Yeah, a bit hazy.
Yeah. Let me know if you need a bit of nose down trim.
Okay.
We're about 5,500 now. 50.
Skypark traffic, money 74 uniforms, right downwind 35. Skypark traffic, Winnie 74 uniforms, right base 35. Flight at 2.
Just gonna scoot out a little bit. Kind of cut that corner.
Skypark traffic for cruiser 627, Sierra X-ray turning right cross on runway 35, close pattern Skypark.
Skypark traffic, Winnie 74 uniforms, final 35.
Skypark traffic for cruiser 627, Sierra X-ray turning right downwind, runway 35, full stop, Skypark.
Just gonna get to the edge of the class Bravo and then turn a bit.
Okay.
I know I'm under it, but
Yeah, that's good.
just for practice.
Just for practice, that's good.
See, I found that article on Slips pretty interesting. You know, she focused a lot on spins, actually, and I went and watched her YouTube videos. Pretty intense.
Oh, that's interesting. I should watch that.
Yeah, they're just short little videos, but I found another kid who went out and got spin training from her and said she always wants at least 3 turns.
Right.
And she had a few videos where more like 10.
Well, you know, it makes sense in a way to at least have somebody experience a fully developed spin, because, you know, it might take a couple of turns really to develop. I mean, develop a stable kind of pattern of spinning.
Do you want to take the flight controls for just a second?
Sure.
The Sentry came off the window.
Okay.
You got it?
Got it.
I don't know where it went.
I don't think it can do any damage if it's just floating around back there.
I did find it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was just under my seat. Sorry about that.
No, no problem.
Oh, wow. Doesn't want to stay on today. Oh.
You can just put it in the back of the seat.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. It's funny, I thought that was a pretty good mount, but must have been doing it wrong. Okay, got that sorted.
Okay.
Okay, you want me to take the flight controls?
Your airplane.
Okay, my flight controls.
Well, good to see that there's been a little bit of rain, but
I mean, so in the past, would you be flying over water at this point? Or at least shoreline?
not where, kind of where the mud flats are there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's all that area ahead of us that's just mud flats now. That would be underwater. So the lake is problematically low.
One of the interesting videos, So I'm going to turn right here.
Yeah, just go up the edge of these.
One of the interesting videos she had was she had an instrument student.
That's good.
Let go of the controls in a 150.
Right.
Or I guess 152 Aerobat.
Right.
And just, it would very slowly turn to the right or to the left. That's fun. They got the farm out the right window.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then, of course, the turn tightened and the airspeed increased. And
Yep.
she was just demonstrating how, in IMC, that can happen very quickly.
Yeah. Well, then the thing is, without the visual reference, you just don't know it's happening.
Yeah. Are you getting a bit of crackling?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I checked my connections and they seem okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's Welsh, but... Oh well. Doesn't seem to be changing the way the airplane flies, so that's all right.
The other interesting demonstration was she used a string on the windscreen, to demonstrate the airflow and how it moves opposite the ball.
Right.
And to do that effectively, she had to stop the propeller.
Right. Yeah.
Which made it all that more interesting, Turn up the coast here a bit.
Yeah, it's not our normal, beautiful, as far as you can see day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, but it's...
Do you suppose it is smoke?
I think that's probably smoke, because it's kind of down low. I mean, there's obviously a little bit of cloud up here, but it just almost seems like that's kind of between the cloud and the ground. And my guess is probably just some light smoke that's coming over from California. My friends, Fred and Elaine, were out at Reno today for the races.
Oh, fun.
And said it was so smoky there, they weren't sure they wanted to go outside.
Wow.
So I don't know if that's affected the racing.
What a bummer. I mean, they fine-tune those engines. I'm sure they hate to ingest whatever,
Yeah, I mean, it just visibility.
Right, yeah, flying 300 miles an hour next to somebody you can't see.
Yeah, that's not a smart idea, so I wonder if it affected it that much.
So I got traffic about 11 o'clock on the iPad.
Yeah, it looks higher. I don't see it yet, but...
It's probably a sport cruiser. Down a full flight.
Oh, it's a Bravo Foxtrot. Right.
So with the variable pitch prop, do you only adjust it at takeoff and landing?
Oh no, you can in cruise. So, if I wanted to change it a little bit right now, they just slightly lowered the RPM.
So it's taking a bigger bite?
Yeah. And,
but you didn't change anything else?
nope. No, and the reason I felt comfortable doing that is, firstly I wasn't changing it radically, but also I don't have high manifold pressure and low RPM. That's kind of the analogy would be accelerating up a hill in fourth.
Right.
So you're really loading up the engine there and the transmission because, you're actually not using the benefit of the gearing for the kind of regime of climbing the hill. So here in cruise, why I might fine-tune that a little bit is just to see if there's a sort of a sweet spot where I'm getting a slightly lower exhaust gas temperature, which gets affected by that RPM, and maybe just slightly better airspeed. You can find that a couple of hundred RPM may just make a little bit of a change in that. You get to a slightly better cruise condition for the power setting of the engine. But mostly what you're looking for is, the benefit of acceleration on takeoff by having a fine pitch.
Yeah.
So, the engine can start, developing full power early, and because the aircraft's not moving forward very fast at that point, you're not just sort of cavitating with the coarse pitch propeller. And so it's easier on the engine, also allows for that more rapid acceleration. So, like you're saying with the RVs, the reason that you're best to put a controllable pitch propeller on those is that the speed range is quite large, between low speed and high speed. And so, as you get going faster, you don't want to be turning the engine, faster than the prop really is able to bite into the air.
And your indication of that is the manifold pressure? The delta between where you want to be and where the engine wants to be?
Well, there are some sort of simple rules, like, a lot of people will cruise at what they call squared manifold pressure and prop. So, if we were on a bit higher up and just in a cruise condition, flying along for some sort of cross-country flight, we might actually lower the RPM a bit more and go to sort of like 22 and 2200. So that would be so-called squared.
I see. Or
23 and 2300. So, you're kind of loping along. The propeller's taking a good bite of air. It's able to do that because you've got the airspeed. You've got a reasonably high power setting in the engine, so you're kind of getting some performance out of the aeroplane. So because we're just sort of cruising around at low level, maneuvering and stuff like that, typically I'm going to have the prop a little bit higher than the manifold pressure, partly because if we want to increase power, we don't have to worry too much about increasing RPM first.
Yeah.
You want to be careful about if you were squared, if we had 22, 22 for example, and we then wanted to make a rapid turn and put some power in, really we should be increasing the RPM first and then...
Got it.
And so, just stuff to think about is where the combination of RPM and manifold pressure are. But basically what you're doing is you're looking at the aircraft operating handbook, the engine operating, and saying, okay, we're at 6,000 feet. We want to be at this sort of power setting. Here's where the RPM should be for this kind of fuel consumption. So, it's not necessarily that the RPM and manifold pressure are going to be telling you something It's more you're setting it so that you get a desired condition for the engine and performance of the aeroplane.
Feels like you'd almost have to have that chart memorized or, you know, embedded in your brain somewhere.
Well, it's right here, you know, so you can always look at it. But yeah, I mean, for those, but you know, you're not going to be dealing with every variable, right? And it's not that exact. You know, without looking at that operating, you know, flight manual, if we were at 10,000 feet and we had, say we were able to maintain 23 inches of manifold pressure, not sure we could actually, but if we were, then, you know, I might well be at about the same RPM we are now, right, just over 2,300. And I feel that, you know, we weren't taxing the engine too much at that point.
So I'm just kind of cruising along, following the train. Don't really have a plan.
Well, just go up the side here and then just sort of get your sense of feel of the aeroplane. Then we can maybe come back and do some turns or some S-turns or something like that.
Okay.
If you want to do some Dutch rolls or anything like that, feel like you could do that.
It's just weird how the visibility to the north doesn't look as good as it is to the south.
Yeah, because it isn't, yeah. But I mean, it's fine up here.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to turn around some point and go back and do some turns over the railway track there, that's fine. You know, you could do a 180 here and make sure you maintain altitude, things like that. Just maneuvering.
Yeah, that actually sounds kind of fun. Let's do that. What am I at, 5,800?
5,800, yep.
Okay. Am I about 30-degree bank there? Maybe a tiny bit more.
Yeah, your standard rate turn at this point, yeah.
I can't see the altimeter, but I'm just trying to scribe the nose along the...
Yeah, and that's the way. That's exactly the way to do it. You're climbing very slightly.
Yeah, I see that.
But the right way, well, you know the right way to do it is you just maintain a distance between the corner of the cowling and the horizon as you go around.
Yeah, I gained a little bit there, huh?
One of the things, let me just show you something. One of the things you're going to find, yep. One of the things you're going to find that some instructors are kind of, and you may have already found this, choosy about, or kind of you will tell you off, is you're going to make a turn to the left. So a lot of instructors, you know, you've got scan going. Let's forget we actually have ADS-B here. You might want to have a look under the wing.
Sure, yeah.
And then make that roll around. And then, I like these ailerons, they're nice and powerful.
No kidding, that was a 45-degree bank. Wow.
Well, it's just the roll rate is...
Yeah, it's amazing. That's some Dutch rolls there for you.
But
it's so smooth. I mean, the way you coordinate is amazing.
Well, and I think the thing is, you know, don't be afraid to use the controls. I mean, you don't have to be overly aggressive. Right, you want to fly the airplane now?
Sure.
Your flight controls.
My flight controls.
Yeah, you don't need to be overly aggressive, but to keep it smooth, but also you don't have to be tentative. Particularly in an aeroplane like this, you know, you've got that control authority.
Yeah, it's just I feel like when I try to go quickly, I don't feel it as well as if I'm more deliberate.
Which is fine too. No, and that's fine too.
Just, I suppose, experience.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Here, I'll try some Dutch rolls like you were just doing, except trying to pick a point on the horizon somewhere. Maybe I'll just turn to the right a little bit.
And it'll be more difficult visually from the back, so
yeah,
I understand
just
that.
Set up here. Okay, I'll try it right here.
And then start off a little bit gently with them, because then you'll get into the routine of your rudder and aileron.
Yeah. So it feels a little bit like I'm kind of describing an S in the sky. I want to,
Well, it's not that bad.
I feel like I'm actually better at it to the left. It just feels sloppy, you know, like,
Well, and that's practice, right? I mean, it's just let's not just do something gently. And one, I think I've mentioned before, one way of doing it is also look at the wingtip.
Sure,
I actually
yeah.
find that sometimes is a bit better as a gauge.
as to what your feet are doing.
And I didn't look at the ball there, so I have no idea whether it was any good or not. But,
Seemed pretty good.
But, you know, in as much as the wingtip wasn't sliding backwards and forwards too much, it was probably okay. So, and, you know, you might want to try that, looking at that reference. I mean, if we're going to hit anything, I'll let you know.
Okay.
So don't worry.
Okay, I'll try it here. Let's see, I need a little bit more rudder, basically. I'm still a little bit behind.
Yeah, you may need to lead with the rudder a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's what it feels like.
But, you know, it's getting better.
That one felt okay.
Yeah, no, that's much better.
Still a little bit, even, you know, as I'm moving through the vertical, I see it's not a straight line.
Oh, but it's really noticeable, isn't it, how the wing sort of slides backwards and forwards.
Yeah, that's fun.
Well, why not do some, see if you could do a couple of S turns. I mean, if you
Okay.
turn perpendicular at this point, you'd be
Yeah.
well set up for one.
Yeah, I like that. I do that perpendicular. It's okay. Okay, that's not quite perpendicular, is it?
And we've got very little wind, I think, right
Yeah,
now.
it's kind of what it seems like.
So you're going to want a bit more bank in.
Yep, a bit more, you say?
Yeah, a bit more. It's not lost yet.
I feel like I started off too much, and
Yeah.
now I've got to kind of make up for it.
Well, why not just come round perpendicular again and start off again? I mean, it's not that bad.
Just a little late there.
Right.
Actually,
So roll
wasn't
wings
terrible.
level now. Right. Okay.
And then turn to the right.
Sure, wherever you want.
Okay.
You're climbing just a little bit.
Thank you. That was a big fat one.
But you'll be, when you come perpendicular to the railroad, you'll be in a good position to start your next one
Yeah.
as you cross it, and that'll be much tighter and better.
Look about perpendicular.
Yeah. So as you cross it, so you wait till you cross it.
Okay. There we go. Nice and easy. Climbing. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And you did the right thing, which was to crank it a little bit more there. And there you go. So now
Not
wings
bad.
level. Yeah. And now try another one. A bit more rudder.
Thanks.
Nose down a little.
You're saying I am nose down?
No, put the nose down a little.
Oh.
You were just climbing slightly.
Thanks.
Sorry. I wasn't very clear about that. Yeah, nice coordinated turn there. That's good.
This one's going to be a little tighter. Oh, wonder if there is a little bit of wind.
Oh, it could be. That's not bad.
Not bad. Not quite. Yeah, that looked all right. That was fun. What else?
Okay. Well, maybe see the corner there of the little white bit, pink bit. Why not do a turn around the point right there?
Okay.
So you have to position yourself, maybe make a right turn around that.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be super radical, just a nice gentle turn around that point.
Yeah. It's kind of fun how the whole underside of the plane turns pink with this water.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm at 1600 AGL. Okay, I'm just going to lift that wing. Have a look.
Right.
Okay.
Very good.
That was a little sloppy, but...
That's right.
Okay, coming up on my turn. Okay. Oops. While we're cooking it a little bit. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a little jagged. I kind of closing in on it.
Yeah, you may have started off a little bit close into it anyway.
Yeah. I'm gonna salvage it here. How am I doing?
Good. Not bad.
Dropping.
Yeah, you want to be a
Almost
little bit
100
careful.
feet. Yeah, I would have failed my check ride right there. Can't lose 100 feet.
Well, that just depends who was testing you.
Yeah. All right, well, kind of.
You sort of recovered a bit from it. Wasn't bad.
That was all right. It looks like a circle on here, just I started to the right of where I began.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah, strange. Is there any sort of sightseeing in this area? I mean to say, other than what we've already done?
Not really. I mean, it's pretty just empty out here.
Yeah.
Every now and again you see a little bit of wildlife out here, like sort of. Not very much though, because there's probably not a lot to eat.
I want to do a 180 then.
A little bit more right rudder. We could stop here and just go over to Farmington if you want.
Okay.
Or whatever that is, Farmington Bay, whatever that piece of water, that reservoir over there.
Willard Bay, maybe?
Willard Bay, sorry, that's right, not Farmington. Willard Bay, you're right.
You okay if I just press on over the water
Yeah,
here?
I think we'll be fine.
And she seems happy.
It's not very deep. Although, yeah, still would be problematic, right? So that's a good point.
I started a new book, which it was written by the same kid who wrote about the Harrier and the Vulcan. I say kid, I think he's younger than I am, but it's on the space shuttle, the kind of development of it and first flight. But it's pretty fascinating, some of the tidbits, like they mentioned that Eric Brown was friends with Neil Armstrong.
Oh, interesting.
That they met each other on a pad in the UK flying helicopters, and Neil later worked to try to get Eric over to the X-15 program.
Oh.
But somebody insisted that you had to be a US citizen to fly the X-15, so he didn't get the chance, which, that's lame,
Yeah.
you know.
So we got somebody up here but 800 feet above us, so it's okay. Yeah, and you know that Eric Brown, well, you'd read the book, that's right, Wings on My Sleeve, was going to fly, if they built it, the Miles M52.
Right. Okay, I've got him off the left here.
Yep. That's interesting, so I wouldn't have said that's 800 feet.
Yeah.
But
the book also said that the Soviets built the MiG-25 Foxbat in response to the Valkyrie. And then we built the L-15 to match that. You know, it's kind of an interesting set.
yeah, which is interesting, because the F-15 was really designed a bit more as a dogfighter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas the MiG-25 was just a get up and go fast.
So the F-15 did set the ground altitude record. They said he went from 0 to 93,000 in just over 3 minutes.
Wow. Wow.
I know. It's amazing.
I think that would have been a very fun airplane to have a ride in.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't that one that Chuck Yeager supposedly said was his favorite airplane?
Oh, is that right? Yeah, they were saying, oh, that bird was close. Did you see that?
Yep.
That Chuck Yeager was a fan of the shuttle because he didn't like the capsules, saying
Right.
you had to sweep monkey crap out of them before you climb in.
Right. Yeah, he was a bit colorful, I think.
Yeah, for some reason that bird didn't show up on ADS-B. Must not have his transponder on.
That's right. I couldn't quite see what it was, but it was just went over there fast. Looks like you've got a little bit of left rudder. So you might want to either relax a little bit or maybe just a tad of right rudder. The ball's just slightly to the right.
So my feet are off the pedals, so maybe I just need a tiny right.
So just a tiny tad of right rudder.
Okay.
But it's just like no more than kind of resting your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the comments made by the lady who wrote the article on the slips said that often the engines are mounted not on the center line.
Correct. Well, they're canted, yeah.
To try to overcome some of that left turning tendency.
Yep.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before.
Yeah. And not all airplanes. There's a little bit of a, so Steve Whitman, for example, with his airplanes, which, admittedly small airplanes, and he was designing basically race planes, but then a few other things like the tailwinds. He always said it's much simpler just to make sure the engine's straight on the center line. You can trim for it aerodynamically. But something like a Cherokee or something like that is actually noticeably canted.
Oh, interesting.
If you look at it, you think, that's funny. But no, it's actually the error. I mean, my guess is this one is probably slightly canted too.
We went over to the model shop today. Corey and I are working on the F-18, the one from the Top Gun movie.
All right.
And I just browsed their collection, which is really pretty good. They have some kits from Russia, the writing on the box is in Russian, of the Su-57.
Interesting.
And there was a bunch of British kits, one a man.
Well, Rebel and Airfix, they were British ones, I think.
Yeah. And then they had a Manchester, they had Dam Busters, they had a Valkyrie.
Well,
they had a Vulcan kit, which was huge, you know, giant box.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to see. So what, should we do just kind of a turn around the lake here?
Yeah, why not do that?
Nobody else up. I'm kind of kicking myself. Last night they had one of those FSDO meetings, and I registered for it, not paying attention. It was about engine performance and mixture and so forth. Thinking I could just, you know, Zoom or whatever, listen to the audio. But it was actually an in-person meeting over at the airport where they were doing, you know, they actually pulled out an airplane and were playing with the mixture and performance settings. And so I'm sort of kicking myself. I mean, I left work late enough, I could have just gone straight over to the airport.
Right.
Well, man, I didn't, but it looked like it would have been good fun. Even Summer said when I got home, oh, I thought you were going over to the airport. I was like, what? I would have done it if I had known I had the green light like that. There's a flying club called the Sopwith Camel Flying Club, and they were going to, you know, pull out some of their aircraft and demonstrate on those, which sounded kind of fun. Just going to sort of cut the corner here, stay on this side of the freeway.
But, yeah, of course, if it's a Sopwith Camel Flying Club, they should really have rotary engines.
That's right. My wife even said, so do they have a Sopwith Camel? I was like, no, just the name.
Yeah, I think this is smoke.
Yeah.
Sometimes you smell it. I don't smell it this time, but you know, sometimes you smell the smoke in the air.
That was one of the topics of the EAA meeting I went to last week because they were doing a Young Eagles over at Wendover.
Right.
So they were all sort of discussing visibility. I mean, I think the event still happened, but it sounded like not ideal conditions.
Yeah.
Okay, left turn and follow that road, you think?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I say road, whatever that is.
Embankment.
Speaking of embankment, have you tried the new tube line, Elizabeth?
Yeah. So when you go to London, I would recommend taking that to Liverpool Street. Hook another bird just down there.
It's like the same style.
The the Elizabeth line runs basically from the same area as the Heathrow Express. It's cheaper. You do stop going to Paddington 3 or 4 times, but the trains are new and they're nice. And then you have to change, which you'd have to do anyway, at Paddington, but you go to then directly with only about 3 stops to Liverpool Street.
Wow,
if you're staying at the Andes. Yeah, no, it's nice. So when I came back on Wednesday, I was actually staying, Tuesday night I stayed at Grace's, which is over by, Limehouse, but close to Canary Wharf. So we just went over to Canary Wharf, got on the Elizabeth line there, went to Paddington, and then you have to change, still on the Elizabeth line, they haven't made that connection yet, and then straight to Heathrow, and it was only about £14, I think, £15.
Wow. So Elizabeth goes clear out to Canary Wharf?
Yep. Yeah, and further.
So that's going to take from the DLR, right?
Not really, because it doesn't. The DLR goes into bank, for example.
Okay.
So yeah, it might take a bit from the DLR, but not that much. Because a lot of the DLR is, city airport to somewhere, or DLR stops going into the city, except nobody's going into work. There is that.
I just found the rides on the DLR to be kind of exciting when that thing gets going and wobbling. It's quite a ride. For people that have to do it every day, I think it would get old compared to a train that doesn't move around like that.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I've been on a few where I had to hang on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I went and Googled it. Like, what's the deal with the DLR? And they explained that because of the radius of the turns, they had to, camber the wheels in such a way that at certain speeds it can really get kind of wild.
Interesting.
It's sort of seeking, for its spot in the middle of the track.
I didn't know that. Interesting. I guess I just haven't been paying attention.
Well, this has turned out to be lovely. When I heard the thunder around 3 o'clock, I thought,
yeah. Well, and there's Utah's another of those places where sometimes you just have to wait for the weather to change. It can be quite localized. But, I think there's more chance probably of thunderstorms tomorrow. It's going to be hotter tomorrow. Then, of course, we've got moisture on the ground now, so we'll probably get some cumulus building up. I think today's the better day for flying than tomorrow. It's going to be a bit windy tomorrow too.
Around about 2 o'clock, it was really blowing at our house, and Summer said, "Is Igor still going to fly today?" And I said, I don't know. I mean, I hope so, but the forecast did predict it right, it looks like.
So when you go back and then down the right-hand side of our ponds over here,
okay,
we'll begin to head back. So you're in a good heading right now.
Okay.
It's interesting, there's the ground being a bit wet now. It's kind of, you could easily get disoriented. Well, where am I now? So you've got those antennas over there that we always try and avoid.
Yep.
And then you've got the ponds down here.
This is showing somebody out to our right, 900 feet below us. Kind of 2 o'clock maybe. Do you see him on your device?
Yeah. Down over there somewhere. I don't think it's a threat to us right now, but I don't see it, which is interesting. Yeah, weird. That crackling seemed to go away.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I wondered if it's affiliated with my GoPro, because I do add an extra wire into the system.
Could be.
So I downloaded a list of 150 questions you might get asked in your biannual review.
Oh, right.
And it's quite extensive. Did you find that your reviews are comprehensive like that?
It can be, yeah. Depends on the instructor. But, there have been a few times I've just gone out and flown the aeroplane. They're like, that's fine, that's good. So, when I last biennial I did was, or flight review was out of Santa Paula. It was a really gusty day, and so we went out flying. I'd just been really, purely by luck, I managed to do a pretty good landing given how strong the wind was. And so Mark Higgis, yeah, I'll just sign you off. That's fine. You can do it.
And that was in a decathlon?
Yeah.
That's fine.
And but yeah, I mean, actually, one time I did a flight review here at Bountiful. The guy was a young instructor. Really went through all kinds of questions about charts and all sorts of stuff I didn't really know. You had to make guesses there.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this
things
list,
like, you know, what minimum flight instruments and stuff like that. It's like,
yeah. It's the stuff they pounded me when I was getting my private. And I might be able to remember a few of them, but I definitely need to go back and review.
For the ground school portion, I tend to do the Sporties ground school thing where you get the certificate that you've done the hour of ground schools thing. They'll still test you, but you don't have to then go through an hour of ground school with them.
Oh, that's nice.
Although they might still do that, but I think it's quite good preparation actually. He says you go to Sporties, flight review, it's like it's online, better than Sophos training, and it's like $50 or something like that, and you get a little certificate at the end of it. So
that's all right. Yeah, I finally did my security training at work. It's kind of funny. Though, of course, the relevant topics, the kid who sent an email to a customer without, just sent the data over email, like that's a real issue, right? Like that's something we could face.
Yep, and in fact we've seen, not so much since you very kindly changed things, so it's more difficult to send out an invoice to Willis that should have got to Aon, but it has happened.
Yeah.
So, live and learn. But I think the thing is just people are so much more anxious about it now, and for good reason.
Yeah.
We've got somebody straight ahead, 1,500 feet above us, but I got him up here.
Yeah.
I kind of, in a way, although it would be probably alarming, always hope that maybe one day we'll be flying along like this and an F-35 just decides to come up beside us to show off and then blasts off. Not too close, but close enough that we can sort of be in the same airspace.
Yeah. So as we get back in this area, would you mind taking the flight controls at some point?
Sure.
I want to get a picture of that pumpkin patch.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, when we get a bit closer to it. Yeah.
Seems like it was around this corner somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit further along here.
It's kind of fun to see from the air.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame with all the development going on. The pumpkin patches we used to take our kids to are now apartment buildings.
Yeah.
One of our favorite ones just got plowed under this year. Which, I get it, right? How much can you make selling pumpkins versus selling to a developer? But it's kind of sad all the same.
Yeah. I think you can stay on this heading.
Okay.
We're going to be pretty good shape. If it's where I think it is. Because it's pretty relatively close to the water treatment plant down here. In fact, tell you what, I'll take it now.
Okay,
and
your flight controls?
Yeah, I got. And then you could be getting ready to take a photograph. Do you see where it is now?
Not yet. Do you see it?
Yeah, it's just down here about 11 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, now I got it. Alright, that's fine. It's pretty remarkable, actually.
Traffic not available.
I kind of wonder how they do that.
So with the light, in a minute, you'll probably get a better shot of it.
Yeah, with a little more definition on it. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. That's cool. Thank you. Black Island Farms. Cool. Let's take a couple more photos. I really quite like the wide angle lens on this new camera. For stuff like this.
Look at those houses down there. There's a lot.
High density.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's really weird here in terms of kind of knowing where you are, because in the past the water did come up very close to this, I mean the coastline.
Interesting.
All of that area that... Crazy.
Okay. I'll take the flight controls, I guess.
Okay. Got
Thank you. Yep, got them, my flight controls. Where are we at? 5,500?
5,500. And just head straight towards Lagoon.
Okay.
Can you see it up ahead?
Oh yeah, now I got it.
Yeah.
It's kind of in shadow there.
Traffic not available.
We could always listen to haters out here, of course. Where are we? There we go.
There's somebody out to the left, 300 feet above.
Taxiway November closed between runway 35 and runway 32. Taxiway Hotel 5 closed. Taxiway November closed. Taxiway Yankee between Taxiway Hotel 6 and Hotel 4 restricted to aircraft wingspan left stand 118 feet. Caution for extensive bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. Attention all aircraft. Hazardous weather information for Salt Lake area available from Flight Watch or flight service frequencies. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha.
Does that come from Sky Park?
No, that's
Salt
the main
Lake
airport.
ATIS information Alpha.
So you see the airplane over
2254 Zulu.
Yeah.
Wind 320 at 8.
Sky West over.
Visibility 10.
Looks like they're coming behind them. Depending on their speed. Looks like they're pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's faster than helicopter unless it's like one of the light flight ones or something. Just looks like somebody following the road down there.
I don't see anybody else. So there's another Hotel Charlie coming northbound. Same altitude as us.
Right.
Do you still have visual on that plane?
No, but he must have passed.
Jetbike traffic, Warrior 986, taxi 1
Those two are about to cross, so wherever the northbound traffic is.
Yeah, here we go. I'll take it now.
Okay, your flight controls.
Got it.
Hotel Charlie's at all altitude.
And Bountiful Skybar traffic, Decathlon 0 X-ray Delta, Lagoon 5,500. Going to cross over to east side of I-15, then southbound, landing at Bountiful.
So this guy's same altitude on the other side of the freeway. Looks really close.
Yeah, I don't see him at the moment.
Me neither. Should be on our nose.
He's just below.
He's 100 feet below us.
There he is. Helicopter.
Oh yeah, got him.
That's right.
So they probably don't use the Bountiful's frequency? I never heard them.
Yeah, they weren't on, probably not on Bountiful, yeah.
So I wonder if those Hotel Charlies are medical helicopters. They look like it.
Skypark traffic, Decathlon 0 X-ray Delta, Central Interchange 5,300. Going to join at the North Refinery for the 45 to 35.
Skypark traffic, Warrior 986, taxi from run up to hold short 35. Skypark.
Skypark traffic, 0 X-ray Deltas at the North Refinery on the 45 to 35.
Is 35 the calm wind runway?
Yep.
Skypark traffic, Warrior 986, holding short, 35, Skypark.
And X-ray Delta's right downwind 35, Skypark.
Suppose he's going to try to get away before we get there?
Probably.
Better hurry.
Skypark traffic, support cruiser 149er Bravo Foxtrot, taxiing west ramp to run up via Alpha, Skypark.
X-ray Delta's based final 35, Skypark.
Traffic.
Skypark traffic, Turkey to follow me on 1 miles from the south over I-15, and 5,300 came in inbound to land for the stop. Skypark traffic.
Skypark, Warrior 986, line up way 35, Skypark.
How'd the tires feel?
A little bit sort of knobbly, so I think they're a little bit soft. But I don't think we did any damage with the landing.
Skypark traffic, Turkey 24 Romeo, 3 miles from the south, heading to the east over Manifold to join 45, runway 35, full stop. Skypark traffic.
Skypark traffic, Warrior 986, rolling 35 for northbound departure, Skypark.
And Skypark X-ray Delta's crossing the active west to east.
Skypark traffic, Turkey 24 Romeo, over Manifold coming inbound, entering 45, runway 35, Skypark traffic.
Skypark, Warrior 986, departing the 35 departure leg, northbound, climbing 5,500, Skypark.
Interesting accent there.
Yeah.
Skypark traffic, Turkey 24 Romeo, downwind runway 35, Skypark traffic.